Hey you! Come check this out over here.
Daddy, what's this?
Well, it's a really old computer from about the era when Bill Clinton was president, and... Hey, wait a minute. I don't have a daughter!
Hearts of Fire and The Nanny won't be seen tonight. Please stay tuned for this special presentation.
Hello, this is Billy Core from the Carolina Circle Mall Wiki. Today is Monday, April the 7th of 2014. A very, very rainy and sloppy day here in Greensboro. You know, it was about a year ago, roughly, when I was finally reunited with my childhood computer, the Packard Bell Legend 822 CDT desktop computer. A lot of you probably remember that from about a year ago. I have been looking many years for this computer, and I love this computer very, very much. However, there is also another computer I've never really talked a whole lot about. I've mentioned it on occasion, but it's another computer that I've been after for actually longer than this computer. Try 18 years. Or perhaps even 19 years. You see, the very first computer I ever even saw, before I even got this Packard Bell Legend 822 CDT back in December of 1995, was my aunt's Gateway 2000 P5-100XL tower computer, which I first saw, I believe, sometime in the summer of 1995. I did not know what a computer was at the time. In fact, I was very scared of a computer because I thought a computer was one of those sci-fi devices that would zap and kill you. But I was only 5 years old at the time, so that makes sense, I suppose. But I finally saw her computer. It was still pretty new at the time. It was running Windows for Workgroups 3.11, which was obviously the very first operating system I ever saw, and the first computer game I ever played on that computer, or saw on that computer, which was also obviously the first computer game I ever saw, was Mixed Up Mother Goose Deluxe by Sierra. And I fell in love with that computer even after getting the Packard Bell in December of that year. I wanted a Gateway 2000 of my very, very own, and it never really happened. I got kind of close in 2012. I picked up about 3 or 4 486 Gateway 2000s from around the same era, but it just was not the same. It was just not the same, and so I decided, you know, this was, I think, last fall of 2013, I decided that I've got to get myself a Pentium Gateway 2000 just like my aunt's. Now, I wanted something. Now, just so you know, my aunt still actually has her Gateway 2000 P5-100XL. It's a tower computer, obviously, and I would love to do a video of it someday, actually. In fact, it's actually willed to me, that computer, which is very, very sweet of her. But for the time being, I wanted something just like her Gateway 2000, except instead of a tower, because those are humongous, I wanted a just a flat desktop model, which is still kind of big, but a lot more manageable, and I would get this pretty much the same kind of computer. I had a lot of close calls, especially the last few weeks, but about a week ago, while I was making my Dell Dimension 4600 video, I came across this eBay listing for a Gateway 2000 P5-75, a desktop model computer, manufactured in November of 1995. Just like the computer my aunt has, except this one has a 75 megahertz Pentium, whereas my aunt has a 100 megahertz Pentium, like in my Packard Bell here. So, it was about $90-some, which I very, very seldom pay that much for an old computer. But compared to how Gateway 2000s typically go on eBay, and the fact that something like this may not turn up again for a very, very long time, I decided I had to have it. My dad loaned me some money, and I bought it, and here we are a week later, and it arrived a couple of hours ago. And I am very, very, very excited. So, I guess all that's left to do now is to get the camera moved over to the other side of the bed, and we will proceed with the unboxing of my new Gateway 2000. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, this is a moment I've been waiting for since I was about 6 years old. I'm about to unbox my very own Gateway 2000 Pentium desktop computer. And as you can see, it is a huge box, but then again, it's probably a huge computer, I imagine. It came from, I believe, New York State, so it only had about 400 some miles to go to arrive in its new home. So I've got a lot of tape here, so let's see if we can start cutting into this thing. Okay. This came by UPS. Okay. Okay, let me come over here and get this side. This may take a while, folks. A lot going on over here. Okay. Alright, I think we are in. Alright, getting goosebumps, folks. Alright, we've got a good amount of bubble wrap here. Always good to keep on standby for shipping computers in. And I believe we have reached the computer. First of all, we got a keyboard. I don't believe this is the original keyboard that came with this Gateway 2000 because it looks a little bit newer. I do have a classic any key keyboard for it, but I stepped on it and lost a few of the keys. Let me see if it has a manufacturing date. No, but I'll still use this keyboard. This is what it looks like, folks. Okay, put that over there. I don't really need these, but got some power cords here. And now, ladies and gentlemen, I'm getting nervous here. The computer itself. Lift it out here. Alright. Box out of the way. Facing the right way. There's my scissors. Alright, cut the tape here. So, figure this out here. Alright. Oh goody, even more tape. Maybe I can get it. Oh man, I just got my first look at it. Oh, yes. Here we go, folks. Gateway 2000 P5-75. Has the original CD-ROM in it. Looks just like the one of my aunt's. The blinking plates are a little bit yellowed, but maybe I can do something about that. The power button was pushed in. Okay. Alrighty, here's the back. Now let me just get the camera off the tripod. Okay, here's the back of it. It's manufactured, hold on, focus, November the 14th of 1995, so it's about 6 months or so newer than my aunt's. We have a serial port, some kind of I/O port, parallel printer, PS2 mouse, PS2 keyboard, VGA, and I need to figure out what kind of video card it is so I can get the drivers for it. A modem right here, and believe it or not, something that was kind of worth the price of admission, a Sound Blaster All 32 card. And I will be right back. I'm going to get my screwdriver so we can see the inside of it. Okay, I was finally able to get inside it. In fact, one of the screws were stripped, so I had to use these pliers to get it off. But everything is accounted for. It's really, really clean inside. There's the quad-speed CD-ROM, floppy drive. I hope it works because I don't have any spares. A 1 GB Western Digital drive, which is original to the system. Got a power supply, 75 megahertz Pentium 1 socket 5. There's the clock battery, CMOS battery that is. It might still work, might not. Got about 40 megabytes of RAM. I might take some of it out because it's a little too much for this kind of computer. Modem, the All 32 sound card, and the video card, and I was kind of hoping it wouldn't be this particular model. It's a MGA video card. These matrix cards can be a pain to work with, to be honest with you. But yeah, very excited about this. But before I set it up, I'm going to work out a few little last minute details, mostly involving some drivers, especially with this video card. But I shall return. Well, I got the Gateway 2000 set up in its permanent home. I did swap out the video card because I did not feel like dealing with that video card, so I put in a newer SIS 63 something video card in it that has drivers for Windows 3.1, which I'll be running on this computer. It's a little too new for this computer, but hey, it'll work, and it'll work a lot better than the one that was already in here. And I got everything hooked up here. Got the keyboard, the very unoriginal keyboard, and the best mouse I thought could go with this type of computer, a good old-fashioned mid-90s era Microsoft mouse. So, let's turn the monitor on. This is, I know this is an LCD monitor. I prefer not to use one for this computer, but this is all I have available at the moment. I'll try maybe tomorrow to get a cheap CRT monitor at Value Village or something. I would love to get a Gateway monitor, but those are kind of hard to come by, so I'll just get what I can. Well, folks, time to see if this computer works. It said in the listing, in the eBay listing, it does, but I'm going to now see it with my very own eyes. So here we go. Alright, always a good sign. It has an AMI BIOS. We'll go into the setup screen. Well, is it going to do something? Here we go. Huh. Not seeing the CD-ROM drive. We'll worry about that in a little bit, I guess. Alright, I'll set the date on here. April 7th, 2014. Okay, it's about 1:16 p.m. .75 megahertz Pentium, just as I thought. We'll exit saving changes. Okay, focus. Okay, looks like DOS is seeing the CD-ROM drive. It does have a installation of DOS on here already. .22. Here, let me do an auto adjust. Go. How much memory do we have? Wonder if I ought to just wipe this or just... Well, first let's just see if the CD-ROM works. Do a directory listing. That does not sound very healthy. Yeah, it looks like the CD-ROM drive isn't a very healthy one. Looks like I'll probably have to open this computer back up and put a new CD-ROM drive in it. Actually, let's see if the floppy drive works. I'm concerned about that. I don't know what's on this disk, but we'll see. Alright, floppy drive works. That's a relief. Okay, I guess I'll have to pull this thing back out and put a different CD-ROM in it. I think I have one, so I will be back in a little bit. Well, as it turns out, all the CD-ROM drives I have that are spares are all pieces of junk. So unfortunately, I'm having to borrow the CD-ROM drive out of the Packard Bell Platinum 2240 just until I can get a more suitable drive for this, but at least it works. And I went on ahead and I decided to just go ahead and just wipe the drive and put my own copy of MS-DOS 6.22 on it. So let's see, we'll get out of here. We'll go into F-disk and just see how the partition table looks. Okay, nothing fancy, so we'll just do a quick format. Format C Q S. And while I was inside the computer, somehow the floppy drive LED got pushed around a little bit and it doesn't really show anymore. Yep, we'll do a format. Okay, we'll go back into setup. Continue, continue, continue. Okay, folks, while it does this, I will stop the camera and we'll be back on the other side. Well, I got MS-DOS 6.22 installed along with the mouse and CD-ROM driver. So, next thing we need to do is I got a Gateway 2000 Restore CD in here. Now, Gateway 2000 Restore CDs were quite a bit different from a Packard Bell Master CD that we're familiar with. Instead of doing everything on its own, you have to install each thing manually. So it just has the install files for Windows 3.1 on here. So we'll figure out what directory it's in. Alright, WFW311. Oop. And setup. Alright, we'll do continue and do a custom setup. Okay, everything looks correct. By the way, I am planning on upgrading this to a compact flash card at some point really soon. Okay. I put my name in. Right, well, mouse is working obviously. Let's see, yeah, we'll put everything in. Okay, not sure how long this will take, so I'll be back in a minute. Okay, we're about done here. It's a loud hard drive, isn't it? But it's a Western Digital, that means it's working. I don't have any network on here, make all modifications. Alright, we'll add some MS-DOS stuff. We'll do the tutorial at another time, and we will restart. Uses a very similar BIOS that certain Packard Bells use at this time, most notably the Legend 402 CD and 406 CD. I hear a bird outside. Alright, we'll see if Windows installed. And it did. Everything looks all healthy and good. Now, before we do anything else, I have a package here that's been sitting in this very spot since this past December. that I need to mail to a certain friend of mine on YouTube known as Elmo3. So while I do that, so I need to take care of this, take it down to the post office. I'll only be a few minutes. And then once I get this mailed off, we will proceed with this video, because the reason I'm mailing this is I think me and him ought to enjoy the power of Gateway 2000 in the same week. Okay, I got the sound card driver installed, and well, let's see if it worked or not. That sounds like it did work. And by the way, I already installed the video driver. So I believe a canyon test is now in order. Whoops. Oh yeah, good old software wavetable on the all 32. Turn it down before we blast ourselves out of the house. Let's take a look at some of the audio software. No CD player, but I can probably put one on here. Well, I believe all the drivers are now installed. Let's see how much extended memory we have. Not much. Well, I might run MemMaker and see what happens, so I'll be back in a little bit. Well, I think I have just about everything set up to my satisfaction. I did make one major change to it. You saw earlier that it had 40 megabytes of memory in it. Well, I took all of that memory out and downgraded it to 16 megabytes of memory. Because A, it was 40 megabytes is a little too extreme for this computer, and B, I was getting a lot of strange program crashes and Windows crashes even, and that was kind of telling me that I had some bad RAM in here, and ever since I put different RAM in it, it seems to be a little bit more reliable. Now, one negative thing I have to say about this computer is this power button doesn't work quite like it should. It'll sometimes get stuck and not make contact with the power switch inside, because keep in mind this is a switch mode power supply. This is what everyone was using back in 1995. So let's see if it'll work this time. No, it did. It just stays a little smashed in, but oh well. And this thing is a beast. Puts out a lot of heat and it shakes the whole desk. Quim 97 loading. Alright, we're loading into Windows now. And you'll see my very goofy looking wallpaper once it loads. Whew. It's been a long day, folks. But it's up and running now. I got plugin for Windows going. I even have, first of all, let's take a look at After Dark. Let's take a look at the Flying Toasters. Actually, let's do it like this. Oh well. Let me see here. Ah, here we go. I miss the days when computers in general had a sense of humor like this. Whoa, that scared me. Let me show you my favorite from After Dark. See if I can remember where it is. Oh yeah, here we go, here we go. Oop. I'll do it like this. Rat Race. This is hilarious. Never gets old. Whoa! Okay, I gotta do a little bit of sound adjustment, I believe. All 32 cards sounds amazing. There's actually a pricing game on The Price is Right nowadays called Rat Race. It's kind of a similar concept, although they don't use real rats, of course. They had to stop and scratch themselves. Oh, that's hilarious. Okay. I got Kid Pix installed. Alright, let's this is my favorite one actually for Kid Pix. It boggles my mind. You're mind boggled. Oh, I see what it does there. Pretty rainbow. Okay, you know what? I hate this piece of junk I just made. So, let's see.
Wow!
Yeah, wow indeed. Wow, in that I don't think I have a pair of pants to change into now. I got a few other programs on here. I got Microsoft Works 3.0. Just like what's on the 822. Oh, what else? I started playing this a little bit, SimCity Classic. Alright, let's build you an industrial zone if you're going to whine about it. committee. I built a few more. Oh, yeah. Congratulations! Your village has grown to town status. Okay. Okay! Okay! Maxis, why do you have to nag people? It's just not polite. Naggy McNaggy pants. Oh, brownouts. Okay, I just wasted my time there. Enough of this. It's just going to drive me insane. Yeah, that was interesting. I'm so glad to finally have this computer. Hard to believe, I never would have thought I'd finally own one of these. I've been waiting at least 18 years for one of these. You know, and also, before I even had my own computer in 1995, my aunt introduced me to a Humongous Entertainment game before I knew what Humongous Entertainment was. And we will try that out right now. Freddy Fish and the Case of the Missing Kelp Seeds. This particular copy I got in 1996 from the Toys R Us across the street from Carolina Circle Mall. So we'll go up here, wait for the CD to load. Just gotta do the CD-ROM test. My room is a mess. Okay, I'll be right back after it's done testing. Okay, we're loading now. All 32 cord can get very loud.
Thanks for getting the flowers, Sam.
Sure thing, Freddy.
They're wonderful. Gotta go, Sam.
Oh, bye, Freddy. Whoa!
Let's skip ahead a little bit. And this is, in my opinion, the best kind of mouse you could use on a Gateway 2000 of this era. A good old-fashioned mid-90s Microsoft branded mouse. Oh yeah, this is exactly what my aunt had on hers. Okay.
Hi, Luther. What are you doing?
We will never know.
We found a purple sea urchin.
Yay, purple sea urchin. Oh yeah.
I'll wait here, boss. Maybe somebody else
This game is
found the
amazing.
toys.
Maybe somebody
I like all the
else
Freddy
found
Fish
it
games, but the first one to me is just
Of course,
extra
someone else
special to
found it
me.
first, you sponge. Come on.
They even made a version for the Nintendo
Oh,
Wii.
the shark face.
But boy,
Never played it before, but
we are sure.
it's probably pretty interesting, I imagine. Oh, my favorite song from this game is playing. Oh yeah.
Gabby, Mommy's coming.
Gabby!
Uh-oh, I'm stuck.
Oh! 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 I'm giving it all I got, Captain! Oh!
Sorry, Luther.
Don't mention it.
Gabby, my little guppy is stuck inside that cave.
Cave!
I can't fit inside. Could you please find him?
If I say yes, will you give me a Pepsi?
Yes, Mrs. Halibut. We'll help Gabby.
I guess not, I don't see one around here. I'm sad now. No Pepsi for me. Alright, let's get this wooden board. Allergies are getting me today.
Freddy! Luther! I'm stuck under this rock! Please help me! I'm stuck. What are we going to do?
I don't know,
Don't worry,
fish!
Gabby. We have something to pry the rock off your fin. Luther, come help!
What if I don't want to, Freddy?
Yay!
Yay, teamwork.
Mommy!
Gabby, my guppy. Thank you both.
You're welcome, Mrs. Halibut.
Please take this purple sea urchin for saving my Gabby.
Thanks, Mrs. Halibut. Luther, we still need to find Grandma Grouper's kelp treasure.
Ah, the fish can go die. I'm tired. Okay, one thing, as you can probably imagine, this computer is amazing at doing is playing DOS games, which I will demonstrate right now. And I recently discovered, or actually I should say rediscovered a DOS game that I remember my dad and I playing very vaguely on the Packard Bell Legend 822 CDT back around when I was, I guess, 7 years old or so. And it's actually one of the most popular games ever. But it's usually just a little too violent for me, and it's usually not my style of game, but it's fun to play every now and then. Oh yeah, here we go, folks. It's Doom. Alright, got that. Sorry about the glare on the monitor, folks. It's from my ceiling fan. Alright, got him. Doing a lot better than I did on the games for Windows 95 CD back in at Christmas time, aren't I? Oh yeah, I don't think I should be touching any of that green stuff, because that could end badly if I touch it. Oh, that was a weird noise. Alright, there we go. Alright, we're entering the nuclear plant. Yeah, I sort of played this back in the 90s, maybe around 1997 or so, but not all that often. Because like I said, this is just, usually never, these first-person shooter games have never been my favorite type of game. I'm more of the adventure game type. But it's still nice, it's, especially since, considering how popular it is. Can't go there. I got ya. Hey, elevate me. Oh, there you go. Ooh, ooh, shotgun! I need a red key. Okay, what just happened? Okay, we'll get this someday, folks. That's what's in here. Okay, now we're getting somewhere, possibly. Well, the sounds they make when they die. It's like they go... or something like that. Oh, that was a waste of time. Whoa! Game took on a life of its own for a second there. You know what? I'm getting sick of this. Please don't leave. There's more demons to toast. Well, sorry. Now we'll try out our traditional DOS game, which runs really, really well on here, by the way. But it doesn't help my performance on this game much, unfortunately. Here we go, Sky Road's Christmas Special. I have a joystick I can hook up to this, another Sidewinder 3D Pro, but just hadn't gotten around to bringing it over here yet. Alright, road number 1. Why do I always try to play this game with one hand? That worked. Alright. Now let's go on to road number 2. Ouch, that hurt. Alright, now get ready for yet another rage quit here on the Road Geek channel. Let's find a better song to have play as I die. Ah, that's perfect. Okay, that didn't count. That was way too soon. Wow. I'm even worse than usual tonight. But give me a break, folks. I'm tired. Alright, one more time. One more time. I want to get a little far. Okay, that's far enough, I suppose. But yeah, I guess that's all there is to see right now. Again, I am very, very honored and humbled to now have this particular computer in my collection. Been after one of these since I was about 6 years old, and it's great to finally have one. I don't know if I mentioned this, but tomorrow I'm going to try to go to Value Village and see if I can get a cheap CRT monitor to use with this, because LCD works, but it just doesn't feel right. Because, hey, look at the Packard Bell over here. It looks a lot better, doesn't it, with a CRT? So, I'm going to see if I can get myself one, preferably a white one to match with it. So, again, this computer is awesome. I might be able to retro bright those blinking plates there. So, I think I'll call it a night with this. It's getting near my bedtime. So, we will... And, oh, one more thing. One more thing that I find very, very interesting about this computer. Gateway 2000 used this design for several years, even in the 486 era, the early 486 era, that is, like the 486DX era, that far back, and that was back when you had a turbo button to clock down the CPU speed if you had to. And this doesn't have a turbo button, obviously, since it's a Pentium, but it does have it still has the turbo light, which lights up. So I find that very, very, very strange. It's like having two power lights, pretty much. But hey, I'm weird. I notice stuff like that. And I was also very glad to see that the lock was in the unlock position. But yeah, I'm going to bask in this glowness now. And while I do that, this is Billy Core signing off on April the 7th of 2014. Goodbye, everybody.
The preceding video was made possible by Intel's video technology. Indio Video.